Yes, I'm Zana Amazilu from Romania. Nice to see you.
Likewise.
So I jump right into questions we have
Sure.
because we have a short time.
Yeah.
Congratulations for this series,
Thank
first of
you.
all. And the first question for you is, lions may be one of the most filmed animals on Earth. When you started developing this series, what did you feel audiences still misunderstood about them?
I think the complexity of their lives, particularly the the challenges and complexity of male lions. Now, we did not know that we were going to end up following a male lion because it's very, very hard. In fact, most people in our world of natural history film, we can say, you'll never do it. It's impossible because for a whole lot of reasons. The males disappear, their mortality rates are very high. But I had the back of my mind that this particular group of lions, which we chose to work with, there was going to be there was drama and dynamics were on the horizon. One of my colleagues, Simon, he'd done some recce. He said, "This pride is interesting. Something big is gonna happen here," and also because we had this fantastic female called Summer, who is this kind of super powerful female, but she was coming to the end of her life, and having these cubs, which were going to be her last, meant that this had something unusual in it. So you're right. People have done lots of films about lions. We wanted to tell us the tone and the approach we wanted to tell also made this different. I felt it should be told as if it's a story that could have been told this year, 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. It's a story for all time. It sort of speaks to life. So I think it was justified to go again, and we got very, very lucky.
A 4-year production gives you something most filmmakers rarely have: time. What did the team understand about these lions in year 4 that would have been impossible to see or recognize in year 1?
Good question. I mean, the 4 years sort of speaks to your previous question as well. To have the opportunity to see how a dynasty evolves over 4 years is another great opportunity. And as it happened, again, I mean, in some ways, I can't quite believe our luck, because 4 years is also the time that it takes a young male to be born, to survive that first tricky year, adolescence, find its way with its brotherhood, and then become a lion that's big enough to challenge the males. So in that 4th year, what we learned, but also what we saw, was all the trials and tribulations that Keo and his brothers had faced in those previous years coming to fruition. Now, it could have gone left or right. It could have been absolute failure. They could have all
Yeah.
been beaten or even killed by those big males, or it goes left and they're big enough and strong enough to overcome the other males. And I'm not going to tell you. Well, you know the answer, but I'm not going to tell the viewers. They have to wait and see what happens. But it's a
Yes,
fantastic. It's an ending that you couldn't have dreamt of. It's a perfect ending.
yes.
Still open, still
So,
slightly open-ended. You see, it's nice. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So with a long-term story like this, nature ultimately decides the script. Was there a
absolutely.
point during production when something happened that forced you to abandon the story you thought you were making and rethink the entire series?
Um, Early on, we weren't sure we were going to be following Keo. It's a bit like making an observational documentary. You start off making, when you start filming, you think, well, there's a dozen characters that could be the stars of this story, and you're following lots and lots of them. And then as time progresses, some either move away or just aren't very interesting, and a few of them start to um, to emerge. Quite quickly, we knew it was going to be Keo. Partly because I think already we knew Summer, this female, was very special. So we'd already were focusing on her quite a bit anyway. So I think the only thing that would have caused your question to happen is if either of them had not made it. As one of the joys of this is you invest so much in a few characters.
Yes.
One of the dangers of this is you invest everything into those characters. So as you get further through the production, if something happens to them, you've got, what do you do? So that last year was the most nervous year of the whole production. Is he going to make it? Is he going to get to where he needs to get to? And as you know, if you've watched the whole series, it doesn't go
Yes.
completely smoothly, and not everybody makes it.
Yes, unfortunately, yes. So at a time when viewers are surrounded by spectacular wildlife imagery on social media, what can a major series like Lion still do that a viral animal clip never can?
It's story.
Yes.
A viral clip is like just a sweet, like just a drink of Coca-Cola. It's just it's a short hit of. It doesn't speak to you. It doesn't talk about our connection to nature. It doesn't talk about life. It doesn't talk about what it means to be alive, what it means to struggle. These longer form pieces. I hope and I believe they do speak to you at a much deeper level. It's like a proper meal, and it makes you different. It changes the way you think about the world, and it changes the way you think about yourself even.
Yes.
So and so much there's so much in the viral online world which is not true either. It's all I'm not saying it all, but there's lots of things that are kind of fabrications. One of the things we're very proud of in a world that is where you can almost do anything with an AI bot or with a CGI. This is all true. This is really what happens. And there's something.
It's real life. Yes.
It's real life, and I think I think there's a bit of a craving for, in a world where anything can happen, for some truth. And this is Jon Favreau, my partner in this. He feels very strongly about that. He spends his life in a world where he writes scripts and creates things in CGI. He loves the fact that this is everything you see is seen through that lens of a camera or through our eye.
Yes. There is an enormous cultural mythology around the male lion, the king, the ruler, the protector. Did the real social structure you observed in Lion challenge any of those ideas for you personally?
I mean, in a way, no, because I'm as well as a filmmaker, I'm also a biologist, so I do understand, I do know how lion society works, and that's why I think it's interesting that this feels in some ways like the real Lion King, but it's also not, because you see in our project how the dynamics of a real pride works, and male lions are incredibly powerful. There's no question. They are the king of the beasts. They have a certain dominance on those plains, but they're also very vulnerable. Their lives are very, very tough. And I think that's the biggest learning for me. Even though I sort of kind of knew it, I had never really witnessed how hard it is to be a male lion, even when you are apparently on top. And all you have to do is look at their faces. A lion that's, Keo is 4 years old. He's still beautiful. He's unscarred. You wait a year. Face will be, he'll have torn ears, he'll have scars, he'll have, you see these old male lions coming out and you think, my God, they've been through it. But they've got this, there's a thing about male lions. There's a lot interesting in it. This is a kind of philosophical rather than a biological view, but there is a confidence about a very powerful male lion. They often have much darker manes, and they have a swagger, and I think it comes from they're all in. If you're a male lion, you can't. The competition from other males is so intense. If you give the slightest hint that you're not strong, confident, you're done. So they have to be brash, and it's fascinating because it's so connectable, so relatable. It's character, which is, I think, is fascinating.
Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations for your career and this beautiful series. And I hope to see you again.
Likewise. Thank you very much. And thank you for your questions.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Ozana. I'll move you back to the press room. All right, we are